What's going on, everybody? Oh, wait, why am I hearing myself? God damn it! I know I paused. Um, I still don't know what to say, bros. I don't, and I did see both Adam and JS Pena. I know this is at a weird time. My fucking chat isn't even loading. I didn't even know if I was gonna do this stream, to be honest with you guys. As you can see in the chat, I don't really have even stream elements pinned on anything right now. Yeah, stream elements will probably drop stuff as the chat goes on. I don't really care. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for anything. I'm doing this because I needed to have my opinions out there on my own and my thoughts. And you could probably see some of my opinions going on Twitter to X, whatever the heck it is. You've probably seen this. You're probably also noticing I don't have my background music on. I didn't have my starting music because I didn't really want to. I didn't feel like it was appropriate right now. And I've been struggling, bros. Seeing what happened yesterday, that hit me. That hit me in a way I wasn't expecting. And I see you guys, hail Weasel, hail Kel, hail Gal. It hit like a rock in the face, which I've had a rock in the face before. That's a story for another time. But it hurt. Seeing what happened to Charlie Kirk, it hurt, and I've seen both videos, the distance one and then the up close one. And I'm gonna be one of the guys that actually goes out there and tells you to watch the video. Look at the video, preferably the up close one. And I'm not gonna play it on stream because one, it's against YouTube's TOS. You cannot show people being brutalized in that fashion, especially on a stream. It is against all TOSs on basically every single platform except for X. But the reason I'm suggesting people go out there and see that video is because it really puts into perspective what we've been dealing with. It really puts it into perspective on just how much they despise you. And I'm trying to caution some of my words here because I don't want to go too far either way right now. I've been struggling with that the most. Wanting to say some shit I know for a fact Charlie Kirk would not want. And there's a kickbot, so eat that, dude. Still trying to figure out what I want to say. I'm still going through the process, and to be honest, when I saw the up close video, I knew it. I knew it was over. Yeah, I saw that, Kel. I saw that. That shirt thing is like a troll shirt company, but that went too far. But I knew it was over when I saw the blood just spurt. But part of me was still sitting there thinking that it wasn't. Part of me was still sitting there thinking that he's going to pull through. Because miracles happen. And then you get all, it was the fog of war, for lack of a better term, hearing all the different opinions, all the different notices of the status, and well, he's stable, he's in critical, he's stable, he's in critical, he's stable, he's in critical. And you're just sitting there going like, oh, he's stable, he's gonna make it. Oh my God, this is a true miracle. And then it just hits you. It just hits you that it didn't go that well. He's no longer here. And it really put some stuff into perspective. It really put what we've been fighting against to perspective in a way that, I'm still more shocked that it wasn't really there yet. And yes, I have my rosary around my hand right now because I've been praying a whole lot more, bros, than I have in a long, long time. Even when I was dealing with some of my other stuff, I've been praying a whole lot more. But especially because of just the amount of rage, anger, sorrow, and fear that I've been feeling right now. And it's hard. It's actually hard. Especially when Charlie Kirk, never got to meet the guy. Didn't really get to go to any TPUSA events. But I saw his videos on the regular. I listened to TPUSA and I supported them more than most. Especially when you realize that Charlie Kirk was just 31 years old. He's 3 years older than me. And he built that empire since 17. And it just, he was somebody for me to aspire to be, potentially. And I know, I'm a dumb on the internet, but I looked up to the dude. I looked up to him in ways that made me feel good about myself a little bit, and it made me feel like I could do a whole lot. And it's hard, bros. It's really hard right now. Father of 2, wife's gone, and I might hop on tonight, Brad. I don't know. I've been on X a whole lot, obviously yelling at people like crazy. But I've been kind of just, I've been dealing with stuff in my own way. Obviously praying a lot. I've been in my own little area right now. And I've been trying to figure out what to do and what to properly say and why do I feel this way. And I've been listening to the streams, the videos, the content, and one thing I did hear from a lot of people is like how much different this feels than when Trump was yeeted or attempted yeeted, and when it grazed him, and how much different this feels. A lot of people have made a lot of points of like, well, Charlie wasn't a politician, he was a everyday guy, and Trump made it. And what I really want to boil it down to is the difference here between Trump and Charlie wasn't the reach that Charlie Kirk had. It wasn't, the fact that it was a political year or all this. The biggest difference is Trump, the bullet grazed him. And he stood up and he gave that fight with fists in the air. And you had this beautiful moment that, like, God made perfect. And then you see it in this one. You see Charlie just doing his thing that he always does, go into a campus. And then he's down on the ground, and then, like, reality just sets in. Well, he's not down on the ground, but you see the thing happen, and reality sets in, and you don't get the fist in the air and the fight. You don't get that moment of, like, hope's coming and there's a better tomorrow on the way. It's not there. So it really hits a little bit harder than it did with Trump, because you don't have that feeling of hope. It's just despair. It's just, hey, they got one of ours. And then to make it worse, you're seeing what they're doing on X. You're seeing what they're doing on Blue Sky. You see what they say on Reddit and all those other platforms, and you see the people rejoicing in it. And it churns your stomach. It churns your stomach in a way that that you didn't think was possible. And Sleazy for a 10. Can't watch urge to fed post too strong. Take money and accept my apology. Thank you, Sleazy. I appreciate it, brother. And don't you worry. The urge has been deep right there. And no, I do not want anybody doing any sort of violence. There is no violence is ever okay. None of that stuff is all right. But I understand the feeling. The rage, the anger. I understand wanting to. And I'm being very cautious with how I say this because it's not right. It's not right to do that ever. Not okay to ever do anything like that, but I get the feeling. And that's what makes it worse, I think, is understanding the feeling. Because you want to do something, but you don't know what. And that's really what that feeling comes from, is like the uncertainty, the unknowing. It's really also one of the big reasons why I've been praying is because I don't like feeling this way. I don't enjoy feeling this level of anger in my heart. I'm the guy that can find a way to laugh at most things and make jokes about most things, and I've been struggling to laugh and smile right now. I was watching the vid when he reacts when Trump won. It struck me that God's plan was fulfilled. I don't know why. I just had that feeling he was put here for exactly what he did. With his life, mission complete. God works in mysterious ways, and I feel like that's always a cope. And I know some people say that's a cope, but it is true. Bro, god damn it. Static's watching this. This is one of the reasons I wasn't ready to go live with anybody else, is because I'm already tearing up just thinking about it. I've been... just really hurts seeing the people praise that he's gone. Are people finding reasons to justify it? Are people making some bullshit statements like, well, maybe we should get gun control or stuff like this? Maybe that would have saved him. And just seeing people weaponize it in that way. It really hurts. And it makes me want to lash out in a way I don't want to lash out. And then I keep a phrase that just keeps going through my head because it's helping me the most right now. And Charlie wouldn't want that, because Charlie Kirk was the best of us. Literally was the best of us. The man that would go out to college campuses and just talk, have a debate, express opinions that people just didn't like. And I wanted to say some words there that all he did was talk. He was instrumental to the last election because of just how much work he put in. And they yeeted him because they couldn't beat him. And they want to demoralize us. They want to demoralize you. They want to demoralize me. And yeah, I'm hurt. I'm really depressed. I'm angry. I'm scared, and I'm sad. And yeah, I'm not very happy right now, and I'm not very cheerful, and I'm not able to find a way to make a joke. But the one thing I'm not is demoralized. We took a black eye yesterday, and I know it's gonna sound weird how I'm saying this, but it's how I'm saying this right now. We took a black eye, a serious black eye. It's one that's gonna take a time for us to recover, and we're hurting right now. And they want us to give up. They want us to be silent. They want us to be scared and in our houses, scurrying, running away, because that's how they win. And instead, all I see is this ability to move forward. And it feels weird saying that, you know? It feels really weird saying that. Because right now I feel like we're at our lowest, but at the same time I feel in my heart that we truly are winning and we truly are getting to them. Of just how vile they are, just how monstrous they are, just some of the things that you're seeing them say right now. The actions they're taking, the ways they're trying to cope with the, hey, I'm fine with what happened, or trying to weaponize it in a political fashion or anything like that, trying to get those one-ups or anything like that. Seeing them get so desperate right now at trying to move the goalposts, trying to say, well, both sides this, both sides that, or try to do anything. Seeing those actions right now, it is letting me know I'm winning. It truly is. And the other things that let me know that I'm winning is take a look around right now. Where's the burning cities? Where's the massive protests with riots going all throughout the streets? Where is it, guys? They don't exist. Because right now what we have are candlelit vigils. Right now what we are having are moments of silence, of reflection, people talking about God and their faith, their beliefs, people honoring the memory of Charlie Kirk, and they're not going out there trying to get a free TV. They're respecting what he stood for, and that's one of the big reasons why I keep saying don't do this. Don't go out there and be violent. Don't say the things that you really want to say right now, because Charlie wouldn't want it. Charlie wouldn't want you to take that action. Charlie wouldn't want you to say that thing. Charlie wouldn't want you to do that bad thing. Charlie knows how we win. And we win with the honest discussion, the honest debate, and not being afraid to do the right thing and say the right thing. Don't sink to their level, says Ariel. Trust me, I'm not sinking to their level. But boy, oh boy, I sometimes wish I was half the fascist they think we are. And I don't think some people have truly realized the fire this thing has lit. And I'm saying this again in more figurative terms and more colorful language, for lack of a better term there. I'm still struggling, bros. When I say a fire this has lit, I'm seeing people not backing down. I'm seeing people stand up, saying what they need to be said, saying the thoughts that they have. For crying out loud, the Yankees held a moment of silence. The Yankees held a moment of silence. You're seeing people all over the spectrum coming out here and just not being a dick. You know, just not being a dick. I'm talking about like the gooder people, the good people out there. You know, the people you wouldn't expect. Charlie's death had an impact. And what I don't think people realize is that we were scared to speak up. And now people feel emboldened more than ever before that they have to speak up, that they have to fight back, that they have to do things. And when it comes to this idea of cancel culture, and I'm mentioning cancel culture for a reason right now. In a way, cancel culture is going to be coming back, and this time it ain't going to be used in the way that they wanted it, what they wanted it to be used. They lit a fire that they thought that they lit a fire thinking that it would, rally them. Instead, what it's done is it turned so many people against them, and it has had an impact the likes of which I don't think they're really ready for that smoke. And again, no violence, none of that. We aren't them. We aren't those monsters. We aren't those demons. We just wanted to be left alone, and we wanted to, serve our country. And right now, they pissed us off. And I was thinking of this analogy back to the black eye idea, and I know this feels all over the place, but it's a string of consciousness, and it's raw as I can get it. Back to the black eye analogy, and I was thinking about this, thinking in terms that I know best, that I personally understand best, and it's wrestling, and not AEW or WWE or anything like this. I mean actual wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling, because I used to wrestle throughout high school. I enjoyed it, but when I say black eye, I mean they were attempting to pin us. Okay, they were attempting to get us on our back, pin us down, and take the match. Get that slam on the table, get that point, win the match. As they're putting us through that move, a move that would definitely get us pinned, their knee came up too fast and they got us in the eye. But you might sit there and think, well, why am I bringing this up? Okay, when you get in the eye and you got it just right, the eye's now bleeding, you got a black eye, you have to separate. They were that close to getting the pin. We're separated now, bros. We're separated. We're getting our eye bandaged up. We're getting the blood cleaned up from the mat. And we're going back in there. You got 30 seconds left on the clock. All you need to win right now is get a point. 1 point. We're going in there right now, taking that win away from them. Really not making it easy to hold back tonight, bro. I'm emotional, and I know. It feels. Don't go out there and fed post. If I see you fed posting, I'm gonna bitch slap you. But we're right there. They're terrified. They are scared to death right now. That's why they're trying to rejoice, because they want you demoralized, because they know right now we are at that point. We're about to go back in there, and we're going to get that fucking point. Our coach already has a start on the ground. And again, you might be wondering, what? You don't know wrestling right now. Making fun of me? Kel, shut up. If you don't know wrestling right now, you want to start on the ground. You want to start in that position, because it's the easiest way to get that point. We're starting in that position. They're now going to struggle to pin us. It's time for us to bolt the fuck up, break out, escape, and get that goddamn point. Get that point. Don't let them win, because they're not winning. They're terrified. They're in the worst position that they've ever been. That's why you're hearing them right now go like, we can't be finger pointing. Finger pointing is bad. We need to turn down the Regner, because the moment we start finger pointing, the moment is when we're showing everybody what they've been saying for years. What they've been going off for years. You can go down the list of so many different progressive commentators or so many persons and just show them what they have said that has led us to this point. MSNBC, CNN, hell, I haven't heard anything from Van Jones since 2 days ago. Where's he at? Where's Van Jones at? What does Van Jones had to say on Charlie Kirk's death the day after he called him a race monger? Live on CNN. The reason they're telling you quit doing the finger pointing, quit it right now, is because they know the truth. We need to turn down the rhetoric. Yeah, we do need to turn down the rhetoric. Do it on your side first. We've been begging the rhetoric get turned down for over 3 years now. Hell, 10 years. 10 years. Actually, probably longer than 10 years. We've been begging people to stop. This doesn't lead to a good end. This doesn't lead to the end that you want. Been called racist, Nazis, all the ists and isms in the books for over a decade. We said we need to stop this shit. It needs to end. Enough is enough. It's not going to end in a good spot. Didn't end in a good spot, buddies. That's why they don't want you to be finger pointing right now. Because they know when we finger point, when we point to what the words they have said 1,000 times worse things than anything Trump has ever said, than anything Charlie Kirk has ever said, anything any of us have ever said. They have said 1,000 times worse. They have called for 1,000 times worse actions. And that's why they're so freaking out over the idea of finger pointing. Hell, I don't know if I have it. Let me see this. Let me see. Do I have this? Because I'm gonna pull this up. Okay. And this notion of finger pointing. This idea of finger pointing. Let's see. Do I still have it? Right here. From the Blaze. 53-second clip. This is Chuck Schumer. And again, I don't want the background music right now. Okay. This is Chuck Schumer. Chuck. This is what Chuck Schumer had to say. Hey, bud. Hey, Dom. And if you guys can't hear it, it's somebody that just said, hey, can you expand on the idea of Donald Trump blaming the radical left for what happened to Charlie Kirk?
Well, look, the bottom line is this is a time that all Americans should come together and feel and mourn what happened. Violence, which affects so many different people of so many different political persuasions, is an affliction of America.
I want to remind people, Chuck Schumer started threatening the Supreme Court justice when it was even leaked at the idea of Roe v. Wade being overturned. He did that. Chuck Schumer threatens Supreme. I can barely type right now. Right here. Here's CNN. Let's see if it loads. Before I bring it up, bros. I remember this. I remember when he did this. Oh, this is Facebook. You got the video, CNN? Come on, play.
I want to tell.
Right here. Remember, this was Chucky Schumer.
Tell you, Gorsuch. I want to tell you, Kavanaugh. You have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Don't be finger pointing, guys. Don't be finger pointing.
And coming together is what we ought to be doing.
We're paying the price, bros. Hey, El Dom, thank you for the 5 gifted members. I appreciate it, buddy. The problem here is that the Dem party is still embracing the radical party is being left because they are too afraid to lose that part of their base. They fear being 1990s Dems because they'd lose the power of the left. Yeah, they will. They 100% would. They 100% would, because they're terrified right now. The left is all they got. They got nobody else.
Not pointing fingers of blame.
This moment requires leadership that brings the American people together as opposed to trying to further divide us.
Wonder what I'm willing to bet you money. Hakeem, whatever the fuck his name is, has also threatened people. Let me see if I could. I'm gonna steal his name real quick. No, I'm gonna steal his name. Radical Hakeem. I'm never gonna be able to spell that thing. I'm not being nice. Hakeem Jeffries threatens conservative. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, not that bad, but let's be fair here, right here. They're ripping food out of the mouths of children, veterans, and seniors, Jeffrey said of the bill. They're exploding the national debt. They're unleashing masked agents on law-abiding immigrant communities. It shouldn't be too difficult for some people to figure out who the problem is in the United States of America. You wonder why they're scared right now. You wonder why they're doing that and playing these don't point fingers games. It's because we can always go to something they said. We can always point out a moment where they were the radical ones, where they were the extreme ones. Hell, I just pulled up 2 clips there. It didn't even take me that long. That's more terrifying right there, that it didn't take me that long to just find 2 little clips. 2 little clips. What about all the times, speaking of when it came to, you know, when it came to the repeal or whatever the fudge it was of Roe v. Wade, how many leftist activists attacked Supreme Court justices that were conservative? I believe Brett Kavanaugh had to run away from his home and go into like a protective custody area for a little while. And I mentioned this, okay? And I'm going to take this in a different direction. Okay? I'm going to take this into a different direction. I mentioned this because one of my biggest issues right now. Pulling it up. I'm gonna name some because I'm so pissed off at this. And yeah, people are gonna get a little annoyed with this one, but I'm bringing this shit up. One of my biggest issues with what happened with Charlie Kirk are the both sides people. Before we get into the both sides people, I just want to remind people what has happened in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Here's some bitch I know, and this is just the past 2 weeks. Children were killed while praying in a church. You mocked them. They spent a long weekend hoping Trump was dead. They ignored and deflected over Arena's brutal murder. Literal demons can't contain their glee over Charlie's assassination. This is the past 2 weeks, bros. 2 fucking weeks. And then we see people like this. And I am shaming Nate the lawyer for shit like this, because this is not a both ways fucking bullshit moment. Political violence must end. The tragic loss of Charlie Kirk, along with Rep. Melissa Hortman and her husband, and the injuries suffered by Sen John Hoffman and his wife, is heartbreaking beyond words. This is in response to deeply disturbing rhetoric is spreading from influential MAGA figures. Nah. This isn't a both sides issue right now. This isn't the both sides right now like you think it is, Nate. This is a one fucking way issue. And I'm gonna keep reiterating this because name me kindly what cities are on fire right now. I don't, not seeing any. Kindly name me how many conservative politicians over the past couple of years have been assaulted by leftist activists? How many trans Tifa members have we seen? How many times has Donald Trump been shot at or attempted shot at? Remember when Tim Walz basically was wishing for Trump's death? Yep. Tim Walz was really excited over the idea that Trump was dead a couple weeks ago. This isn't a both fucking sides issue. It's one side constantly hitting us with a fucking bat, and it's the other side saying, stop it or else it's gonna get worse. But hey, we also got people like Andy Signor, because I'm shaming this bastard. We don't even have a shooter yet, but the president and Elon Musk are using this to start a civil war against Democrats. Use their, yes, there are some disgusting extreme liberals that cheered, but they are psychos and don't speak for all. We must unite right now. Fight! Hey, it's Chewy. You had over 10 years, brother. 10 years to stop this shit. We've been calling this shit out for over 10 years. Since 2015, 2014, whenever it started, we've been calling this shit out and saying it needs to stop, but you fuckers just kept emboldening them. You fuckers just kept pushing them. Enough of this, well, you're starting a civil war over what happened. Oh my God. Fuck you off. You literal losers had over 10 years to stop them, to call them out, to shame them and get rid of them. And instead, guess what you did? You let them in. You defended them. You emboldened them. And now we're here. This whole fucking stop this shit should have stopped over a year ago when Trump was shot. But you guys didn't let him. You didn't listen. You just kept going and going and going and empowering them more. It's not a this here. The only people that at fault for this right now, Democrats, leftists. They're the ones at fault. Nobody else. It's them that are at fault. But hey, we also got this from Lauren Chen, and I respect Lauren Chen because you got this person farming rage, setting the scene for something terrible. But Lauren Chen says this. Shout out Lauren Chen. I keep seeing leftists warn that the right's rhetoric is going to cause something terrible to happen. You ghouls, something terrible already happened. Charlie is dead. It was your words, your hate, that was responsible, but now you want us to turn down the temperatures. We've been begging for the temperature to be turned down. We've been begging and demanding, please, for the love of God, quit with this stuff. Accusing people of having Trump hats as being akin to White Hood Klans members, going out there saying you're Nazis, pushing this shit over and over and over again, all throughout social media, all throughout mainstream media, all throughout Hollywood, continuing to push this nonstop has led to this point. So when I see fucking cucks, because I'm going to call them cucks, like Nick the lawyer out here going like, it's a both sides issue. Bruh, it ain't. It ain't a both sides issue. It ain't a both sides issue. When I see people go like, you're trying to start a civil war because Democrats, you need to turn down the rhetoric. You guys kept turning it up. You guys kept increasing it. And say the word, Dermy, commie Marxists. I ain't gonna say commie Marxists. They're full-on Marxist cuckolds. They're full-on bitch-made, sad little pathetic cucks that bent over backwards for the lefties, that utilize the lefties to get to where they are now. But because the lefties are so radical, they failed common history that you can't control the radicals. And now the fucking lefties keep boning them in the asshole harder and harder, and they're begging them to stop. And they're like, no, we're just gonna keep on going. And it's Chewy, by the way, it's not just political folks who are talking ill about Charlie Kirk passing away, a sports producer who works alongside JT the Brick and for the Vegas Golden Knights. And Bobby, well, we'll talk about some of those guys. And that, bros, I'm on the cancel them wagon. I've brought back the I'm on the cancel them wagon. I'm on the side that we need to weaponize cancel culture because fuck them. And I've been saying this for a while now. I actually have been saying this for a while now. These bastards, all of them, they have weaponized our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, our sensibilities, and our principles against us. They choose to weaponize it against us because they'll use First Amendment protections to defend themselves. They'll use some of our laws and restrictions to defend themselves, even though they are outwardly trying to destroy us all. These are people that will gloat over your death. These are people that will rejoice over your death. These were people that will come out here and say stupid shit, trying to justify your death. We'll probably say, hey, he didn't deserve to die, but they aren't playing the same game as we are. And we're playing the game with both hands tied behind our backs while they're punching us in the face. It's why you don't bend to lefties and commies and any of these bastards, these demon creatures. You don't bend. And now again, this is not me calling for violence. I will never call for violence. In fact, I stand against that. This is me just saying, hey, you know what? Let's tell them to kick rocks and go the other way. Let's no longer hold back as much as we have been. Let's utilize some of the tools that they've been utilizing. Cancel culture is a good one. Boycotting, canceling them, telling them out, calling them out. Don't dox anybody, by the way. Doxing is incredibly wrong, but no longer hold back. And stand up and don't be afraid of them because they want you demoralized, they want you afraid, and they want you hurting. Political folks talking mess, but it's fuel community. But it's fuel community. It fuels communities that do not talk politics, like gaming and even sports, and running laps about Kirk passing. Time to call them folks up. Yep. Yeah. Call them out. Call them to the plate. And I am gonna say, like, just how monstrous it's been, because we all heard about this fat fuck that I still don't even know. This is, I'll say it. This is a tranny? Fuck that. I don't believe you. Okay, this looks like just a fat woman, but apparently it's a dude. Really fat dude. A grotesque dude. You know what? Maybe the idea that they think that they're a woman is because they're so fucking fat they haven't been able to see their dick in over a century. Maybe that's why they think they're trans. Oh my god, I don't have a dick anymore because I'm so fucking ginormous. DC Comics writer Gretchen Jabba the fucking Hutt Felker Martin mocks Charlie Kirk, harming, claims police aren't people. Thoughts and prayers, you. Man, that's a good word right there. Hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie Kirk. This person had a brand new comic out, you know, Red Hood #1, and, well, it's canceled and they're gone. Bye, you fat fuck. Hope you find a way to actually, you know what? Maybe you being without a job for a little while will be good for you because you'll lose a lot of weight. Because I don't want you to be able to eat for a little while. You fat freak. You schizophrenic nightmare. I don't want you to be able to eat because maybe that will be good for you. Maybe you won't have a heart attack. Okay? But we had this one, you know? Bye. Bye, Felicia. I'm not going to cry over you. What about this one? This one actually kind of hurt me. Because I was actually a defender of Ghost of Yote. I was actually one of the guys out there saying, I'm not seeing the woke, guys. I'm not seeing it. The voice actress might be insane, but I'm not seeing the woke. Oh, senior Sucker Punch dev Drew Harrison, who worked on Ghost of Yote, celebrates death of Charlie Kirk. Yeah. I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. Because of this, Ghost of Yote is going to now be destroyed. Sucker Punch is struggling. The amount of cancellations for pre-orders for this game that was going to be coming out here in 3 weeks is now gone. People like me who was defending the game actually and wasn't coming out here screaming it's woke because I wasn't seeing it because I actually have eyes. I'm no longer going to be defending the game. I support the massive boycott against this game. I want it to be worse than fucking Assassin's Creed Shadows now of how bad I want this game to do. But furthermore, we also got it confirmed. Ghost of Yote dev who celebrated Charlie Kirk's death has been fired. I would do it again 100 times stronger. Well, you're gone. If standing up against fascism is what cost me my dream job I held for 10 years, I would do it again 100 times stronger. Well, bye, Felicia. You're not going to see me cry over it. You're not going to see me defend you. And quite frankly, you destroyed the game. You're the reason this game is now going to go under. And I've already seen some people go like, oh my God, you're not defending them? It's so not okay for a company to do this to somebody. Nah. Get them the fuck out. Get them out of your fucking business. They're not wanted in polite society anymore. They're not wanted in spaces that we want. They're not wanted. We don't want you here anymore. We want you gone. I want you to go to Uganda. And I already had somebody say that I was threatening them when I said I want you to be removed from society. Nah, when I say I want you to be removed from society, that means I don't want you to be served out of business. That means I don't want people to actually engage in business with you, removed from business. I want people to mock you relentlessly. I want you shunned. Hell, maybe the best way to do that is send you to Uganda and you're not allowed to come back. Denaturalize you, remove you from our country, deport your fat ass. So long, don't let the door hit you on the fucking way out. That's what I mean when I say remove them from polite society. Because I did have somebody say I was threatening them for saying remove them from society. I want these people deported. I want these people gone. And we can ship them off to Uganda. We can kick them out of the country, denaturalize them, find any way, shun them, shame them, exile them from our country and send them wherever they want to go. Here, we'll send you over to the EU because apparently you guys like them so much. Hey, maybe we'll send you to China or maybe North Korea. Get out of here. Go. Be gone, be fruitful, somewhere else. I don't give a damn. Exile. Shunning, because guess what? Shunning works. Shunning works. Just ask the Mormons. Well, not the Mormons. I said the Mormons. I meant the horse and buggy people. Why am I blanking on what their name are? Amish. Ask the Amish. They love shunning people. Shunning and deporting? No, we shun them and then we deport them. Shut up, Shock. Who asked you? But we shun them first and then we deport them. Logic. Right there. Get rid of them. Excise them. Don't do business with them. And then we deport their asses because we don't even want them here because they're going to be a drain on society because we're not going to let them do anything. Go try to make Uganda great again. I don't care. Go. Vamos. There was 2 vigils that took place last night after Charlie Kirk passed. One in Seattle that Cam Higbee was confronted by 2 hecklers, and there is a short clip. Another happened in Boise in which someone caused a ruckus, and mortars decided they need to vent their frustration. That dude did get arrested in the Boise area. I also saw somebody try to rent a car. Rent a car. One of those here. Yeah. Fucking ship them to Uganda. Shun them and ship them to Uganda. That's the best way to do it. I think that makes the world a better place. I think it makes the world a much better place, and it solves so much of our actual issues right now. I got another fucker I want to yell at. Wrong button. But we've seen, okay, already the people that are out there yelling and screaming, hey, they don't feel sorry for him, or hey, I rejoicing in it. What about the people trying to justify it? That will then couch their words and, oh my gosh, he shouldn't have died, but why don't we talk about one of those freaks? One of those failures of humanity that definitely could be shipped off to Uganda. I don't know. Yeah, I do mean that in the racial sense as well, because I've lost all cool. Mighty Keith, hi. Hi, you shill-ass bitch. Hi, you loser of a human being. Hi, you failure of a citizen. I hope you have fun in Uganda, by the way. Charlie Kirk was a very evil man. He spent most of his career dividing this country with race-baiting rhetoric, defending pedos, and advocating for genocide. None of which is fucking true, by the way. All of which is a lie, and he just comes out here and says all this shit to justify the actions that happened. He says this to justify them. He will come out here at the, right here and go like, don't think murder is ever right, of course, and of action, though, I will not miss Charlie Kirk. You're justifying it. You're giving reasons as to why it was okay for this to happen. This isn't the, well, I disagreed with him, okay? I disagreed with him on some of these things. No, this is a justification, a flat-out justification for the actions that were taken. I'll be honest and say it's hard to find sympathy for a person who didn't even see me as human. He did see you as human is the funniest part about it. He did. He'd have conversations so much with people like you who disagree with him. But hey, you're wanting to come out here and justify it. Alpha Omega, that is a statement that you just said. But hey, just a heads up, if you think he was a good person, trying to invalidate why someone else thinks he's a bad person will just make you look stupid. No, you look like a vile monster. You look like a vile individual. And this is one of the people I'm saying we need to remove from society. Ship them off. Shun them and ship them off. Send them away because obviously they don't want to be here. But hey, here's this. Also, this is not a post for debate purposes. I'm not going back and forth with anyone because he's obviously getting emotional. I've had my beefs with Mighty Keith a lot. When he starts getting emotional, he comes out here and he starts mistyping a whole lot. Who is upset that I didn't like the guy? If you can see all he has said and done and and are still confused why people would be upset at him, there is nothing I can say that would provide a better explanation. I just made this post to get it off my chest and to let people know where I stand on the incident. Okay, I want you gone. I want you shipped out of America. You're no longer allowed to engage in society with us. We will no longer be allowed to converse with trade, take your money. You're not actually allowed to even make money at this point in time. You are gone. You are not allowed here. We are denaturalizing you, and we are shipping you out of our country, not sending you to Canada because Canada will just be a mild downgrade, not sending you to Mexico because you'll just hop the fence again. We are shipping you to Uganda or North Korea. Depends on which country wants you first. That's my justification here. No harm, no foul, just denaturalize and shipping you away. Go bye-bye. Because I'm done with these freaks. All he did here, he wants to say this is not up to debate. He only said that because he was getting hate. He only said that because he was getting pushback. He only said that because he was rightfully getting called out as a monster that he is for trying to justify the actions, for trying to make excuses for why this happened. And hey, we want to talk about Charlie Kirk being a vile individual. We want to talk about Charlie Kirk being an evil, evil monster, an evil, evil man. Here's a video. I got some video. Remember, Charlie Kirk's an evil man. Here's a video none of you have ever seen. Charlie sent this video to the owner of the radio station my brother has a show on for her to give to her niece. Her niece's sister had just passed, and he knew she was a fan of his. This is the kind of person Charlie was: caring, loving, thoughtful, and most importantly, believer in Christ. Hey, this is an evil man, guys.
Hello, Maddie. Charlie Kirk here. I'm so sorry about the loss of your sister, Morgan. There's really no words to describe what I'm sure you're feeling and the difficulty you're going through. I just want to encourage you to keep the faith and know that God is sovereign overall, and that your sister is in a much better place now. I know that it's very difficult, but just want you to stay encouraged, stay close to your faith, and that God has a plan for you. And what that is, we don't know, but God is sovereign over all, and God loves all of us. So hope to meet you one day. God bless you, and stay strong. Hello.
He's an evil, evil, vile man, guys. He's somebody that should be, that deserved it. Okay. Because that's what Mike Keefe is saying there. I don't feel sympathy for him. He was an evil man. Murder's not okay. No, you're justifying it, Keefe. You're justifying it. You're giving reasons as to why it's okay. You're a vile, monstrous individual. I have some other videos, though, before we start rounding this out. Okay? Before we start rounding this out, I have a few others. Just to help you guys understand the kind of person Charlie is. Actually, I have one other. I have this. This came across. No, I have two. I should have two. I should have one more. Thought I had one more. I have this one from that. Give me a second, guys. Here. I have two more, and then we'll watch something that is heartwarming. But this is from Benny Johnson. But I know a lot of people have probably seen this one. But he's this.
How do you want to be remembered?
And by the way, again, this is a vile, vile monster.
I mean, if I die, everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
I don't know if you know this, but everyone dies. It's important to remind yourself of that. That you face God, the judge, and he's going to list everything you did wrong in your life. It's going to be a long sentencing hearing for me. Well, you get justice, which is hell, because that's what we deserve. Mercy, which is less of that, which I'll allow the theologians figure out what that is. Or grace. What is grace? Grace is something so unique, so different, so profound. Which is as soon as the sentencing is about to be ushered in, someone comes in and says, no, I will serve that prison sentence for him. I will go into the prison cell for him or her so that they can live forever. That's grace. You didn't earn it. You didn't check boxes for it. You didn't go park cars for a ministry and that gets you extra points to go to heaven. None of that's true. It's that it's equally accepted for all people that allow Jesus Christ to be your Savior, the Savior of the world, to be born new and to be completely and totally renewed. That's a gift that we must try to give all people in the world.
I mean, I've had an unbelievably blessed life. Been doing this now, it'll be 12 years on June 5th.
Such a young man to do it.
So young.
Yeah, so praise God. I mean, I've been all across the world. I've met with world leaders. I've flown in Air Force One, got to know a president. I have an amazing family. The podcast, Turning Point USA, all that stuff.
All of a sudden it just broke. Let's see.
And so you experience that, and you're like, what actually matters? What matters is your relationship with the divine, your relationship with your family, your kids, and maybe a close collection of friends, and your relationship with the truth. And you could decide to lie all the time, then you become a tortured individual. And you know those people. You just turn on television. They're constantly lying, and they just become like disfigured, either emotionally, spiritually, or physically. Because when you lie, I believe you're actually committing suicide of the soul. I really believe that.
Are you a Christian by any chance?
Very, very much so.
Like, why is that exactly?
Jesus saved my life. I'm a sinner, gave my life to Christ, most important decision I ever made.
So you believe the Bible is real?
Yes, I believe the Bible is true and real. Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I could give you the technical answer. There's never been an archaeological discovery that has contradicted the truth of the Bible. And then, of course, the wisdom. There is not a truth of the Bible that if you apply to your life does not improve dramatically. And then finally, we have the most accurate and transparent, historically robust account that one can have of the most important figure ever to live in the history of the world, Jesus of Nazareth. And the resurrection is the pinpoint of my belief that Jesus did rise from the grave so that we may live. And for those of you that have not given your life to Christ, I could tell you it is the most freeing, liberating thing that a human being can possibly do. The most important thing that you can do, which is to be born new into the kingdom of God.
He was an evil man, guys. Leaves behind 2 kids, a wife, 31. He was an evil, evil man, apparently. I don't have the clip. I wish I did. There was a clip going around of Charlie with his daughter. And they were just at a toy store. They were at a toy store. Going out and doing shopping, and his daughter rushes to this little doll. Daughter rushes to this little doll, and she immediately wants to buy it. And Charlie's just sitting there having this reaction with his daughter that sorry, I'm having this reaction with his daughter that is just so heartwarming, and it really spoke to my moment because it's just so cute, and I wish I bookmarked it. I wish I had it right now because I do have it. This is the evil man, the evil vile man, guys. Getting it pulled up and ready. This is the evil that Keith hates.
I love you.
I love you too.
Gigi, you don't just get to get everything you want. Okay. Well, you have to be on very good behavior to get such a thing like this. Okay? Hold on. You have to behave well.
Did you earn it?
I know, but what did you do for it? Have you been a good girl? Okay, I'll get it for you.
He's an evil man, guys. His daughter will never have an interaction like that again. He's an evil, evil man. You know, if Hassan got yeeted tomorrow, I'd probably still cry. If that happened to Destiny, I'd probably still cry. If it happened to Vosh, I'd probably still cry. And it's because I don't like this. I don't like the world we're living in now. I don't like seeing people dying. I hate it. I fucking hate it. All because he had a different fucking opinion. That little girl doesn't get to see her daddy ever again. His wife doesn't get to hold her husband. The other kid doesn't get to do anything. I fucking hate this. And I heard this. I don't know how factual it is, but you want to know what's even worse? Charlie's wife and kids were in the audience. Listened to Timcast last night when they were mourning, and they just said his wife and kids were in the audience. His little girl saw it happen. His wife saw it happen. Always darkest before the dawn. Thank you, Ariel. But I'm you read Keith say something like that. He's an evil man. He's an evil man. Then you go to his kid, go to his wife, and then you get to the other part. They saw him die. Never giving up, Ariel. Never giving up because Charlie didn't give up. And I have one other white pill before I start rounding this out, because I have two things. Because here before we do this, because I did see this, but I want to get this moment from Ethan Klein. Because Ethan Klein actually had some really good words, and I know a lot of people want to say Ethan Klein's a dick, Ethan Klein's a douchebag, Ethan Klein's all sorts of things. This was touching, and obviously it seeing Charlie Kirk, seeing this happen to Charlie, it did strike a chord with Ethan, because he's been dealing with so much recently, and it hurts to see this.
I thought it was horrific. This is not, and well, like I said at the time, and people on the left were even criticizing me. They go, "Oh, Ethan was talking bad about Luigi." How much has he changed? That was my point. He went out and murdered this guy, right? What changed?
Nothing's changed since Luigi did what he did. In fact, people were more angry.
Not a single fucking thing changed. That's not how we enact change. And so I wouldn't recommend watching the video, but for me, it
I feel a little disrespectful because I was putting Zen in right there, but seeing him break down really hurts.
It's terrifying.
You know what? he might be just a little bit selfish, but he gets to be a little selfish because of all the shit he's been dealing with. He probably is thinking of himself right now. And then I'm love Gila. I don't think what she said makes it any easier right now.
I feel like it's such a terrifying moment for everybody, and to understand this is what we've come to, and I can't help but think about the poor wife, you know.
Kids. Yeah, we've all been scared. Some of us have been looking into getting our concealed license permit.
Yeah.
But seeing it like that definitely made it more realistic and very scary.
I've avoided watching the video, but I heard Ethan's reaction when he saw it. I was like, I knew that was something you don't see every day.
I was brought to tears then because I don't know. I don't think I need to explain it anymore. But I hope people take this seriously.
It hurts to see that, but it does. I hope more people learn. I hope we do see change, and I hope people do get justice. And this man, this tranny demon as we know it, it in our bones. I hope they get brought to justice so fucking badly. I hope they learn true pain happening now. Oh, I thought I was hopeful for a second. I was really hopeful that they got the guy, but no, it's just happening now. Kash Patel and senior FBI officials were spotted at the site of Charlie Kirk's assassination at Utah. Alpha Omega for 5, they just killed the one man who thought he could converse with them and are celebrating it. They do not realize I think that's Pinocchio, but I'm probably saying that wrong. Pinochet and Franco come next. I don't want any harm, no violence. I don't no violence whatsoever. I just helicopters? Yeah. I mean, that's what we should have done years ago. Years of fucking go. But to show off something nice, JD Vance actually helped carry out the casket of Charlie Kirk because we understand just how important he was. This is a fucking American hero right here. And they killed the one man that was wanting to just converse with them. Killed the one man who just wants to talk. Killed him in cold blood. For what? Because you thought he was evil? Because you thought he was a bigot? Because you thought this stuff that wasn't even true? They killed him for having a difference of opinion. We don't live in the same world that we did just a few years ago. We live in a world that is completely gone, changed. And to be honest, I was but 3 years old on 9/11. Interesting that it's 9/11 now. I was but 3 years old on 9/11 when the world changed. Everybody keeps talking about, oh my God, the world changed, the world changed, the world changed. The world literally did change. And I have Kirk right here, you know. The world you were raised to survive in no longer exists. I don't know what world I was raised to survive in, bros. I don't know what world I was ever told about, because it's not the world that I live in. It's not the place that I live in. And the death of Charlie Kirk really strikes a chord there, but I need to set something up. Give me a moment. Let me make sure I can do this, because I want to do this right. Can I not raid into static? Yeah, I can. Before we wrap this up, okay. I fear you might be right, Alpha. I do fear that, but before we wrap this up, one last moment of Charlie Kirk, because the post is, thank you God for giving us Charlie Kirk, and this is just, it's Charlie being Charlie.
Please explain to everyone out here what Jesus stood for, and especially the qualities of love, how to love your neighbor even if they don't agree with you.
So what is your name again?
Talise.
Talise, that's a beautiful question. I'm glad you came up to ask it. So John 8, if I'm drawing from memory correctly, best embodies both Christ's mercy and love, but also his commitment to truth. And sometimes in the modern gospel, we overemphasize the grace and we underemphasize the truth.
Yeah.
And so we are far too willing to say, hey, Jesus loves everybody, but we don't get to the second part of the conversation that says Jesus doesn't want you to live in sin. So this is, in John 8, it's best embodied, right? Almost every Christian in this audience will be able to tell you the first part of this, which is a bunch of Sadducees and Pharisees who are standing around with rocks, and they're about to stone the prostitute woman. And Jesus comes up and says, let the first among you without sin cast the first stone. And everyone starts dropping the rocks. But what comes next shows that Christ is not just grace-focused, he's simultaneously truth-focused. He goes up to the woman who had a career in selling herself for sex and said, sin no more. Now, imagine today how much trouble you would get in if you would go up to somebody and say, stop sinning. Oh, you're being too judgmental. No, you're actually being Christ-like. So Jesus stood, he was 100% grace and truth. And that tension is very hard in a modern world, because we want to overemphasize grace when in reality Christ loves us too much to have us continue to live in sin. He wants us to try to elevate our actions to glorify God in all that we do.
Fucking best of us. And I fear what you said there, Alpha Omega, may be true. And it's not good. We don't want to live in that world. They took the man that wanted to stop that from happening. He wanted to have a conversation. But I am going to I'm actually going to be taking my words here. Just give me a second. Pick Charlie. No fucking reason. I'm gonna be wrapping it up because I wasn't even really knowing what I was gonna do. Didn't know where I was gonna be taking this. I didn't know. This was all raw. I usually have a plan and a strategy on how to handle this, but this was just pure raw. And I'm gonna be wrapping it up, obviously. And I'm gonna raid into static and all that, but I'm hurting still, guys. I'm hurting so much that I even find it hard to watch One Piece. I find it hard to watch VTubers right now. And I have a VTuber story that I have that I want. It's more of the Takahata stuff, but I'm having a hard time doing it, buddy. I want to play Final Fantasy 14, but I'm having a hard time to actually like work up the motive to go play Final Fantasy 14. Everything I think is what I just keep getting in my head. I'm already going to warn you guys right now. Tomorrow's Ballbusters is probably going to be more sorrow. Not so joyful, not so happy. Probably barely any jokes, if any at all. And still having it hard. I do have a plan to try to just get through this funk right now. And I think Saturday I'm just not going to be doing a Chaturday. I think that's the best idea because I do need a time to disconnect from it all and just get away. Which feels weird because we obviously don't live in the world that we were, but I need to just disconnect for a little bit just to try to recenter and refocus. Obviously, Ballbusters is still going on. It just won't be that happy. I think Saturday though, I'm gonna be off the internet. Just try to come back as strong as possible because I'm not letting these people destroy me. Alpha Omega, I'm willing to bet somebody will, but it's hard, man. It's hard right now. Send you off. I don't have any like I'm not turning on the music or anything like that. I'm gonna rate us into Static's thing because that's the correct thing to do because bro, I didn't even know what I was gonna be doing tonight, but we're gonna raid into Static. Hang out. He's doing similar stuff tonight. I might be on a little later. I need to get some food and I need to keep walking and just keep moving forward. And for any people that are struggling right now, yeah, it's hard. Recenter, find something, and don't be afraid to pray. If you're not a religious person, just don't be afraid to pray. Read some verses, do all that. I'm not a good religious guy, but I've been praying a lot, and I went to church today for my lunch break. I went to the local church and just sat there. I hope you guys keep moving forward, keep fighting the good fight, and I'll see you guys on the next one.